Got something a little bit different today. I got an aluminium tray just here behind me. That's going to be going on the Lux. The reason I'm going with the aluminium tray setup as opposed to the steel tray, which I currently have, is I just want to keep the weight down because I'm planning to run a canopy in the future. I want to keep the weight as low as possible. This is she's pretty rough. Bought it second hand. It's covered in like this really dirty kind of stuff all over the tray. I'm gonna start trying to polish it up. I haven't really done it before, but I'm gonna give it a go. See, I've started a little bit here and it doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna get stuck into that now and see what we can come up with.
Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you.
Similar to a wire wheel, but it's actually a nylon wheel. Some of these sponges with the abrasive side and the sponge on the other side. Chemical resistant gloves. I'm just gonna try this stuff and we'll see how it goes. Test it on this little patch. A bit of sealer. That worked pretty well. You can see that's that little test patch there compared to the rest of it. That's really good. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just kind of let that soak in there for a few minutes. Really eat away at all that build up. We'll see if it actually worked.
I won't stop. I won't stop. I won't stop.
So I found out this takes a very long time. So you might want to do it on a day where you have a couple of spare hours. It's probably taken me about half an hour, 45 minutes to do 3/4 of the tray, which is the main part. So I just got to do the sides and the bits around the headboard and the bottom of the headboard, and then start polishing it up.
I won't stop. No. I won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome.
Brian from the future here. Just putting this video together tonight, and I realised a couple of things didn't really make sense. So what happened was I got all the tray cleaned up, it looks sweet, and now I'm going to fast forward to me putting the tray on the car. She's looking pretty good at the moment. I got the number plate off, got all the shockies off, the remote reservoirs, got this tray here ready to go. Just going to use this crane here behind me to lift that off hopefully, and yeah, aluminium one's going on. Forgot the fuel filler.
All in Carmines with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you.
Right, so to give you a bit of an update, it's night time now. That turned into a bit bigger job than I thought it was going to be. So basically, any mount that could be moved had to be moved, and I had to drill a whole bunch of new holes to get it to fit, because this tray obviously didn't come off a Hilux, but it fits now. That's going to do for tonight, so I'll pack her up now and continue on tomorrow. Hopefully be able to get it finished. Day 2, got more of a mess happening. Just while I'm at it, because I don't know, I just felt like it, I decided to do the tow bar flip as well. So if you don't know what that is, I'll show you. Basically where your tow bar mounts, there's 3 bolts there in kind of a triangle, and that mounts onto that larger plate. The tow bar is on the bottom of that cross beam there, so those 3 bolts are the same on both sides, so you can pull the whole thing out and flip it upside down just to gain that difference in clearance of the actual tow bar, which will mean that if you tow trailers a lot, it's probably not ideal because it'll be super high and probably throw out the balance of your trailer, but if you're not towing, it'll be fine.
Take one loss, no one's around for you.
I've just decided that also, while I'm taking this bracket off to get the tow bar off, because that's almost hitting on there, and once I modify that shackle too, that's going to hit, so I'm going to pull that larger bracket off and do a little bit of modifications in there somewhere with an angle grinder.
I won't stop. No. I won't stop. I won't stop. I Alrighty,
this is the shape I've cut out of the bracket, so just where you can see that bit of steel there is where I've just cut and just tidied it up a bit. The other side, the original shape, and so that's roughly all, that's pretty much all I've taken out, and that should be plenty. That should allow that shackle to swing right up, and it's not going to touch that at all. Right, I just got to jump in one more time. So this next part, skipping forward another couple of weeks, I bought some guards to go under the tray because the ones I had I didn't like and they didn't really fit properly anyway, so I got these ones from Mr. Swanny. It's Swanny's Fabrication. I'll drop a link to them below. It's not sponsored or anything, I just paid for the product. I just think they're really nice and I was really happy with the quality. Happy to support him. And today I got a couple of these bad boys I'm going to be chucking on.
Stop, no, I won't stop, ooh, never panic.
These guys are just a little bit too big to fit straight up under there, so I've just got this aluminium bit of angle stuff here. I'm just going to cut that into a couple of pieces, and I've got another one of these for the other side, and then I'm going to first bolt that up under the tray and then bolt the top of the guards to that.
Get a worry, send it up in an advantage. I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish.
So I've taken that bit of angled aluminium. I've put 2 holes in the top, made some cuts down the bottom so that the socket onto the bottom of it.
They could beat this. Tables set, not tables turn. Guys playing on say a word. Know the price cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve.
That's them mounted up there. Very basic, but should do the job.
Said I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you.
This side's gonna be pretty much the same setup, but it's just got the fuel filler on this side, so I've just grabbed a bit of extra 38mm hose and 1/2-inch hose for the breather. I'm going to extend those out a bit and move them right up the front out of the way so the guard can go there.
Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no.
Might be a little bit hard to see in here, but that's the new 38mm hose just there, and that's the 1/2-inch breather hose, that one there. So I've just extended those a little bit, and I ended up moving my fuel filler right out to the front here, so nice and easy to get to. I wanted to keep my Toyota Mudguards because I didn't really have any others to go on there, so I just modified them slightly. I just used an angle grinder with a thin cutting wheel. It cuts through that rubber pretty easy. And that's just going to go on there. I just drilled those 3 holes. I just used the mudguard as a bit of a template. Marked them out. So that should go on there nicely. So that's where I modified the mudguard slightly. I just put a little cut out of there. That's the mudguards done for today. That wasn't too bad at all. It's pretty easy. All I had to do really was make those brackets, and then that was the only hard part, and relocate the fuel lines, but that wasn't really difficult either. The hardest part was actually finding the right diameter fuel hose. I'll put a link to the place where I got that. It was pretty cheap. It was like $20 for about 1 meter. And I only ended up needing about 30 centimeters of it, just a tiny bit longer than the factory one, just to get the fuel filler out of the way of the guards because they're a bit bigger. But yeah, pretty happy with that. I really like how they look, and I'll leave a link below to where I got them from, Swanny's Fabrication. Cheers.
I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop.